Story in modified, however, comes from the kilos the other day, where it was not the best of days for Can Do. Barry Glovick and Keith Holmes were ever so close to setting a new kilo modified mark. They decided to pull out all the stops and go for it, but unfortunately, it was not the mark of 134.7 miles an hour that was broken, it was the boat. And as we see here, the boat rose off the waters of the Pamlico, took off like a 747, crashed back down, and basically in an obliterating crash ended their dreams of a world record. Fortunately, they were basically unhurt, but what happened? Well, this is essentially a tunnel boat. It rides on a cushion of air. There's a point at which you are beyond the point of no return. The boat is airborne, aimed at beyond a critical angle. It picks up too much air under the bow and takes off as an airplane would when it rotates off a runway. Unfortunately, unlike an airplane, it doesn't know what to do with itself once it's up there.
And I think it points out the aerodynamics that we're fooling with now with these big boats at these very high speeds. They are becoming like airplane wings, especially in the tunnel class. Keith Holmes, we're glad to say, suffered only minor leg abrasions. Barry Glovick banged up his elbow and forearm.
Keith and I decided at the last minute we'd pull all the stops out and we'd run it just as hard as we could, and we were confident we could nail down the kilo record with the boat. And I mean, certainly we were running the boat light. There wasn't much in the water other than the props, and I don't know if we caught a little gust of wind or I know we snagged some crab pots, you know, that we drug in with us. I don't know what affected it. The boat just caught large air, and I mean, as soon as I felt it lift, I pulled out immediately, but the angle of the boat was changing so rapidly that it was catching more and more air, and we waited for it to settle back down, and it never happened. It just accelerated and accelerated and accelerated. It really surprised us. I mean, we didn't think the boat. We've run it on the edge, but this was pretty unexpected for us.
Now for the real unexpected. With damage like this, most would just pack it in and move on to the next race. But this team decides they're going to go racing. And they went to work to go after some national points by making at least the start in the modifieds. Here you can see them putting on some tape, and then they covered it all with shrink wrap, and they were working on this thing literally for 24 hours or so to get it ready to get back into the water, and look what happened.
A remanufactured pickle fork, as a matter of fact, a remanufactured boat, and everything was wrong. The engines had taken a considerable beating, as you can well imagine, and even up to the last minute before the race, they were working on one of them